Good afternoon, everyone. I thought for a minute they'd bring me out to some Wisconsin polka music, so that was a missed opportunity, RFA. I am really honored to be here with you this afternoon to share a little bit of the city of Racine story with you. And I want to start by introducing you to two Racine adults, Michael and Bernice. 2 years ago, neither Michael or Bernice had a high school credential. They were shut out of opportunities for jobs, promotions, training, and more than that, not having finished high school impacted how they felt about themselves and their futures. In Bernice's words, "I'm a small person, but not having my high school diploma made me feel even smaller. I used to run into old peers and they would bring up high school. Those little things would get to me because I didn't finish high school. I had a chip on my shoulder and I carried that with me everywhere." When Racine Mayor Corey Mason, my boss, was sworn in for his first full term in April 2019, he didn't know Bernice or Michael, but he knew the statistics. With a population of just under 80,000, Racine has thousands of adults who lack a high school diploma. Mayor Mason had pledged to move city residents into the middle class, but when thousands of your residents lack the baseline credential needed to access family-sustaining careers and skills training, it was clear that addressing high school degree attainment had to become a priority. We learned that the YWCA of Southeast Wisconsin was running a free, state-approved program that they called the 509 HSED. 509 graduates earn both a high school equivalency diploma and National Career Readiness certification in less than 20 weeks. And the 509 recognized that its students are adults, they have kids, they have jobs, and most of them had found high school really discouraging and intimidating. The 509 is based on coursework, not testing, and it was filled with real-life applications that made the curriculum truly relevant for adult learners. And the program had a graduation rate of over 80%. It worked, but it was really small. In the 2017-18 academic year, it graduated just 50 Racine residents, and it lacked funding or staffing to grow. So what did we do? First, we used the power of the mayor's office to convene high-level partners and ask them to join us in prioritizing these efforts to grow the 509. Our technical college contributed funds for staff that the YW needed to enroll and support more students, and our school district set the YW up with space so the 509 could expand its class offerings to accommodate more residents. Next, we worked closely with the YW to secure the funding and the infrastructure they needed to scale the 509. We pivoted the city's CDBG buckets so that programs like the 509 could qualify for larger and more reliable annual funding. And thanks to Results for America, we were able to provide the YW with grant funding for mobile enrollment and teaching, expanded staffing, and enhanced software to better collect and track their program data. And when the pandemic started, we made sure the YW had funding for the technology that it needed to quickly pivot everything to online instruction. And third, we piloted new approaches. With help from the Behavioral Insights team, we developed and evaluated new enrollment and marketing strategies, including piloting an ambassador program to tap into the enthusiastic and effective recruitment potential of the 509's graduates. Our efforts have paid off in big ways. We have seen an 85% increase in 509 graduates over the last 2.5 years, despite the pandemic. From those 50 Racine graduates in 2017-18, we are now approaching 400 Racine graduates since our efforts began late in 2019. That is 400 city residents who now have access to higher wages, better jobs, and post-secondary skills training and education. The 509 student retention rate has also increased, and the graduation rate for Racine participants is now 91%. Connecting the YW to the school district also yielded huge results. Our school district had long wanted to develop their own alternative diploma curriculum, and we said to them, you don't need to develop your own, partner with the YWCA, bring their 509 into your high schools to reach students at risk of not graduating, and they did. Last fall was the first semester of the Racine High School 509, and an astonishing 71 students graduated. Given the 5-year average, this reduces our school district's annual non-graduate count by more than 20% in just one semester. The YW is now leading 6 staggered cohorts in Racine at one time. Racine is the 5th largest city in the state, and with all due respect to my friend, the county executive in Milwaukee, we now have the largest adult HSED program in the state, larger by far than the 509 that is run in Milwaukee. And we are just getting started. ARPA funding has given us a once-in-a-generation opportunity to catalyze high school degree attainment, and we are seizing it. We have allocated almost $500,000 to create a city HSED scholarship that's run by the mayor's office to financially assist residents while they go through the 509. We are literally telling city residents, we believe in your potential. If you are ready to go back to school to earn your high school credential, we will give you $1,500 to help you pay the bills while you go through this free program. And we're investing in evaluation with our Strive Together partner, Higher Expectations for Racine County, to measure how these scholarships impact program recruitment, persistence, and graduation with a particular eye on equity. What we're doing in Racine is replicable. Small cities like Racine bring so much to these economic mobility efforts. Strong local partnerships, city leadership willing to dig in and do the work, and exemplary nonprofit partners who have small but effective programs that need government spotlights and connections to grow. We greatly appreciate technical assistance from national partners, but what cities like Racine and our partners really need is flexible multi-year funding. Enough funding to hire the staff to do the work of growing and evaluating programs that work. And to the funders in the room, your dollars go further in small cities. We spent so much time and effort trying to scrape together the resources needed to grow this successful program. If back in 2019, we had had a 2 or 3 year funding commitment large enough to address those staff and infrastructure needs, we would have been able to make these needed and exciting investments in our residents so much more dynamically and so much faster. We will leverage ARPA funds to the greatest extent we can, but cities like Racine, with so little room in our normal operating budgets, will depend on philanthropic support for these data-driven, innovative efforts in the future. At the beginning of my remarks, I mentioned Michael and Bernice, 2 Racine residents who hadn't finished high school. I want to close by bringing them back into the room with us. Bernice graduated from the 509 late last year. She says, "Earning my HSED wasn't easy. I tried to do it a bunch of times, but I could never finish. That all changed when I got introduced to the 509 program. And I didn't just gain a diploma, I gained confidence and self-esteem." Michael also graduated from the 509 last December. He's now enrolling in school with dreams of becoming a physical therapist. Michael says, "I just want to set a good example for my daughter and move my family forward. I'm finding enjoyment in life, and the 509 HSED program got me there. Doors were closed back in the day that are open now since I earned my high school credential. I've had a lot of ups and downs in life, but the end of the road is looking really nice." The City of Racine's partnership with the YWCA is about so much more than helping residents access a credential. This work is about creating community for those who feel unsupported. This work is about addressing the systemic disparities that have for too long left too many city residents behind, shut out of economic and educational opportunities. And this work is about sending a strong message to all of the Bernices and Michaels in our city that their mayor, their common council, their city believes in their futures and believes that they are, in fact, worthy of investment. We could not have done this work without support from Results for America. So congratulations on this momentous 10th anniversary, and from a small city by a big lake, thank you.